Story 1. My high school substitute son is an artist who painted each United States president holding a ham. I have no idea why, but I go there sometimes for a laugh. Story 2. Not sure if it's still maintained, but Little Sis was an involuntary Facebook for the elite. You click a politician, donor, or celebrity, and it shows you who they are connected to and the strength of the connection. You can get an easy picture of what donors, think tanks, and politicians are really beholden to. Apparently, it's thriving since I last saw it. Ever puzzled by a random pardon, an idiotic switch in foreign policy, or who a cabinet member is? Try it out. Story 3. MS Paint Emulator. Free Photoshop. Kung Fu Chess. Free Sandbox. Neil Fun. Hey guys, if you want, I can add more stuff to the list. For more stuff like this, go on the subreddit. Internet is beautiful. It's full of things like this. Didn't expect this to blow up. Thank you all, whether you upvoted, gave an award, or had a fun time with these websites. I wish you a good day. Story 4. Look, this post is old. It's outdated. I do not know why I keep getting awards. So listen here, I no longer condone using Play Emulator. Instead, go to RetroArch and download the installer. I'm going to teach you how to play all the games you would have played on Play Emulator much better on something that doesn't reek. Do not worry about computer specs. My Surface Pro 5 can run it fine. Install RetroArch, then open it up and click Load Cores. It should be the first option you see. Select Download a core, then choose a core for the system you want. Want to play Pokemon? Grab a Game Boy Advance core. Mega Man? Get a Nintendo Entertainment System core. Final Fantasy VII? We'll come back to that one. Install the core and you're ready to play a game, but first you'll need a game. I don't believe I'm allowed to link to it directly, but check out a website called Vim's Lair if you want to acquire some illegal ROMs safely. Download the game files and move them to a cozy, safe folder. Don't forget to unzip them. Some of them, mainly PlayStation games, will require 7-zip to open. You should really have 7-zip anyway, so install it if you don't. When your ROMs are all nice and snug, open up RetroArch and scroll down on the left sidebar until you find an option labeled Import Content. Select Import from Directory and select your snug little ROM folder as the directory. Any folders inside that folder will be scanned if they also have game files in them, so keep that in mind. Now, if you did that right, you should see your games organized by console underneath the Import Content option. Now, you can play them. Wonder of wonders. Hook up a controller or map the buttons to keys on your computer if you prefer. You can also map hotkeys to speed up or pause the game. If you want to play PlayStation 1 games, you'll need BIOS. That's basically the PlayStation soul. I'll cover that in just a second. Oh, and if you want to emulate Nintendo DS games, don't. Use Melon DS or DSMUME instead. Full versions, not the cores on RetroArch. RetroArch has issues when you emulate a touchscreen and is generally slower when playing DS games. Since you insist on continually giving me rewards, I'll tell you how to emulate PlayStation 1 games on RetroArch. You'll need a core. I like DuckStation myself. To make it work, you'll need PlayStation 1 BIOS. You can find downloads pretty easily online, but not all of them are safe. If you ever download an .exe file from a site claiming to offer downloads of ROMs or BIOS, delete it quickly. Once you've got the PlayStation 1 BIOS you need, they should be multiple files. You need to find your RetroArch folder. It'll be in the folder you installed it to. I installed it to my desktop, but if you installed it like a normal person, it'll be in your program files folders, which you can get to from this PC. Don't touch the system folder, you'll break things. When you've found the RetroArch folder, open it up and go to the folder called System. This is different from the system folder I told you not to touch. Don't get them mixed up, or you'll really break things. Put the BIOS files into the system folder, the one inside the RetroArch folder. That's it. You don't need to do anything else. RetroArch automatically takes the BIOS from that folder when you launch DuckStation. Add your PlayStation 1 games the way you would any other game, then launch them. I really recommend a controller to play PlayStation 1 games. Under no circumstances are you to attempt to play Nintendo 64 games on RetroArch. You should use Project 64. It's as simple as can be. Just download it and open a game, and you are playing. The complicated stuff is the plugins and configuration needed to make certain games work. Here's how to emulate PlayStation 2 games. PCSX2 is the only emulator you'll want for this. I recommend the portable version since it makes it easier to find the folders where you might want to put things, like BIOS for instance. You still need to get a piece of a real PlayStation 2 soul. Don't forget. Legally speaking, you're meant to extract it from your own PlayStation 2. But you won't have trouble finding it online. When you first launch it, it should ask you to select a BIOS. When you see that window, look inside the PCSX2 folder. You should see a BIOS folder has been created. Put your BIOS in there and select it in the window. Most downloads will include multiple BIOS files. This is good. This will allow you to play games from other regions. Just select the most updated US BIOS in the window for now. There's a lot of tweaking and fiddling you can do with PCSX2 to make it run games on modest machines or use powerful gaming PCs to run these 20-year-old games in 4K. But as it is now, you should be able to play PlayStation 2 games on it. 3 years. It has been 3 years. How do people keep finding this post? If you want to play modified ROMs such as hacks or translations in RetroArch, you need to click on Import Content, click Manual Scan, click Content Directory to find the folder containing your altered ROM. Click System Name and choose the console it's for. Click File Extensions and choose the type of file your game is. Usually, it'll be an abbreviated name of the console, GBA, SFC, MD, etc. If it's a disk-based console like the PlayStation 1, you'll want to use the CUE file extension. When you've sorted that out, click Start Scan. I have nothing more to teach you. Stop giving me awards. The tutorial is over. Below this point is the old comment, which is what actually got me most of those awards in the first place. Play Emulator has almost every game from the NES era to the Nintendo DS era. Most of the Pokemon games, the good Sonic games, several Nintendo 64 classics, and countless hidden gems. Edit. It is also browser-based, so no download is needed. Edit 2, yes, it saves and loads saves great. It's been a year. Please stop giving me awards. I still get awards on this comment. It has been 2 years. Please stop. I don't even recommend this website anymore. RetroArch is so much better. Stop this. Someone just gave me another wholesome award. I'm serious. Stop. Please. This isn't even a good site for emulators. This was 2 years ago. I've moved on. You should all move on. How are people even finding this post anymore? Story 5. Listen to radio stations from any country on the planet. K-pop from Seoul? J-pop from Tokyo? Want to marvel at the fact that everyone and their dog has a radio station in the Netherlands and Belgium? If you can wade through all the English language stations in basically every country, language learners can find tons of stations to help their listening skills in their language of choice. Living in a different country from your home but want to listen to the radio from home? Hop on and see if the station has been added. Story 6. This website has over 6,000 old DOS, Windows, and console games preserved for future generations. The website is free to use, and the games can be played directly through the browser. I personally used the site to relive Warcraft 2 and had a blast. Edit. For those who cannot get Warcraft 2 to work, try Play DOS Games Online Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness instead. Story 7. The website This Person Does Not Exist shows you a computer-generated image of a person every time you refresh. Sometimes there are some weird artifacts in the images, but often they look very real. Story 8. With Radio, you can listen to music from all over the world and from any time since the 1900s. And with Radio Garden, you can tune in to any radio from any place live. Story 9. As a programmer, regex101.com is incredible. Regular expressions are one of those things that look like sorcery when you do not understand them. It is a great learning and explanation tool. Story 10. Z Library. You can download almost any ebook ever for free. Thank you so much for the awards. Just to clarify, I did not mean for this to anger anyone. I just wanted to share this for the benefit of people who could not afford to pay for several books and anyone who wanted to read a book before buying the physical copy. Please do not leave any hurtful comments. Thanks. On another note, I didn't expect this comment to gain so much attention so fast. It's still my first week on Reddit. Thank you guys so much. Story 11. Windows 93. It offers such fun things, and most of them are miscellaneous. The troll box is a chat box with random people. I'm there almost every second or every day. It has that 90s aesthetic to it that makes me wish I could have been around then to experience the technologies of that time. I hope you enjoy this site. Story 12. You watched a movie that you loved? With this website, you can input a film, and it will give you similar ones. Apart from that, you can also get movies that fall into the same category. Story 13. It's text chat logs from old-school internet chat rooms. Formatted somewhat like Reddit's best of. You can upvote or downvote, and it only shows the top of all time. Some short ones as highlights. Erno, HM. I've lost a machine. Literally lost. It responds to ping, it works completely. I just can't figure out where in my apartment it is. Guandersturdy. Hey, you know it sucks? The X-file vacuums. Guanderskursi. Hey, you know what sucks in a metaphorical sense? The X-file black holes. Guandersturdy. Hey, you know what just isn't cool? The X-file lava? Kasaki. Hi everybody. Judgmental. Try pressing the caps lock key. Kasaki. Oh thanks. It's so much easier to write now. Judgmental ugh. Also Hunter 2 and Blood Ninja, but the first places I saw either. Story 14. This is a fun novelty website where you can easily lose yourself for hours with nostalgia. Basically, it uses YouTube videos to simulate watching TV in the 1990s and allows you to specify the year you want, along with what categories you want to see when you change channels. There is also a My 1980s TV and a My 1970s TV. Edit. For those of you who think it does not work on mobile because of what it says, it totally does. Just make sure to turn the TV on with the power button. Story 15. Always loved Command and Conquer but missed out on getting to do multiplayer. Or not. Story 16. It looks different on a computer compared to mobile, but it is a clock that cycles through hexadecimal codes for colors every second. Story 17. Cool website that I'm surprised not as many people know about. Useful for finding artists similar to ones you enjoy. Artist names are arranged two-dimensionally where down is more organic, and right is more bouncy and spiky. Story 18. J. Charles used to be a guy who had set up a radio-controlled car in his living room with a camera attached, live streaming. He allowed everyone on the page 2 minutes to drive it via their computer. This was around 2008. Then one day he just took it down. Story 19. This website has every single PC game from the 70s, 80s, 90s until the early 2000s. I found so many lost games there you actually couldn't imagine. The amazing part? It has step-by-step instructions for every game that you want to download, and it's free. There is a search tab too, so don't worry. You won't have to search for hours for that one game that you played in your childhood. Edit. Thank you, kind strangers. Hope you found the games that you searched for. Story 20. It allows you to send an email to your future self. I tried it in 2015 and received the mail in 2018. Kind of like a time capsule. Edit. It. Story 21. You can send 1 gigabyte to 2.5 gigabytes of files, such as videos and pictures, to others by uploading the file to the site and then sending the link to your recipient. You can also set a password and expiration for the file. You don't need an account to use the service, and it is secure, safe, and free. Story 22. Music Map has the genealogical origins of countless music genres with a few paragraphs of explanation and history on each. It also has examples for each one so you can have a listen to all kinds of cool music. Story 23. A really cool site that I didn't see mentioned is Unsplash. It has high-definition pictures for almost anything you want, and they are free. Such a cool website, I swear to God. Story 24. PetitTube or Incognito Tube only plays videos from YouTube that have less than 100 views. It's really fun if you want to go down the obscure rabbit hole on YouTube. Holy, this blew up. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, kind stranger, for the silver. I'm pretty sure 95% of you thought this was adult content. Not really sure what to think of that. Thank you to the people suggesting Incognito Tube. It's more consistent and updates every time you hit the next button. Added Incognito Tube to the top of the comment. Story 25. Atlas Obscura is a website where you enter any location in the world, and it shows you all the weird, unusual, or slightly less visited sites in the area. It's amazing if you like to travel, and they have a section for food and drink too. Story 26. Not a website per se, but XKCD's right-click comic is interactive, and I've spent so much time playing around with it. Story 27. Boil the Frog is really fun to mess around with. The longest playlist I've been able to make within my music tastes had 19 songs and covered K-pop, pop-punk, and heavy metal. Story 28. I don't know if someone already commented on this, but here you go. Muscle Wiki basically shows you the muscles of your body and the stretches and workouts to develop them. Hope it helps someone in working out. Story 29. This is the board button. Pretty much you click the button, and it sends you to a completely random website on the internet. You could get lost in a clicking loop for hours. I used to do it all the time in school. Story 30. Bookfinder and WorldCat help you find a book based on anything you can remember. Lines, plot points, character names, publishing date, etc. I just used them to find this picture book series that I love so much I checked it out of the library every month between the ages of 8 and 11. Even though I read it over and over hundreds of times, I could only remember certain things. There was a plot point about the green-eyed monster in one of the books. It had to have been published before I started reading it in 2008. Rose might have been one of the characters' names. That's all I could remember, yet I found the book series within 30 seconds of searching for it. It's a great resource to keep on hand,